Hi everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, bringing the latest theme park and attraction news from all around the globe. Alton Towers Resort officially confirmed this morning in a press release that their new ride for this year is going to be called Toxicator. Now, along with sharing the name for the ride, they also sent out a press release with lots of other information and stats about the ride, so I'm going to be sharing all of that with you now in this video. Now, of course, Toxicator is the name that we thought it was going to be. It was trademarked by Merlin Entertainments last year, so we all thought it was going to be for this project, but of course nothing was official until today, so it's going to be really nice from this point on to be able to call it by its official name, Toxicator. And I've got to say, I do like the name. I think it works really well. I'm liking the logo and the branding for it as well. How it fits with Forbidden Valley, I'm still not too sure, but I'll talk more about that with my thoughts later on. But this is a bit of a recap on this project. It's a new Huss Top Spin, a flat ride, a much awaited new flat ride for the park that we've all been wanting, located in Forbidden Valley, right opposite Nemesis Reborn, and actually on the former site of Ripsaw, an old top spin that used to operate there and was removed 10 years ago. We've seen a couple of temporary rides and things going to that location, and things like some shows were put on there, and yeah, they've tried all sorts in that spot, but finally a permanent replacement 10 years on after Ripsaw left the park. Now, with the Huss Top Spin, throughout 2024 we saw them building up this large concrete foundation, the base for the ride, and what makes Toxicator quite special is the fact that it actually sits on top of this platform, raising it up into the air, which is going to really add to not just the ride experience, but also how it looks from off-ride as well. But yeah, like I said, we've got lots of information to share about Toxicator, and yeah, we firstly know that it's going to be a 1.4 metre height restriction, as expected really for this type of ride. It is a major thrill ride, and what I really liked in the press release was how they worded it as centrifugal forces and extreme spin patterns, so that gives me good hope that they're going to run this on a good setting. Anyone that's familiar with this style of ride, a top spin, will know that they can run them on various different settings and program them you know, how they want to effectively to offer a more thrilling or not as thrilling ride experience. But the fact that they've said, you know, high centrifugal forces and extreme spin patterns shows this is going to run on a good setting. Now, Ripsaw, the old Huss Top Spin that used to be at Alton Towers, actually used to swap the settings sometimes throughout the day and run a few different settings, you know, or maybe, you know, even every cycle the setting would change, literally depending on the operator. It'll be interesting to see if that's the case with this, or if it's just going to be one cycle that it runs all the time. It wouldn't surprise me if it's just one cycle that they run. However, you know, that could possibly change, or they might vary up the ride experience like later in the season. They haven't confirmed that yet, but obviously that would be possible if they wanted to. However, if you look at another version of this ride, which is Telekan at Phantasialand in Germany, that's a suspended top spin from Huss Rides that we're looking at here, and that just runs the same cycle all the time because it's got like all the music programmed, all the show scenes, and what it sounds like here, there's going to be some show elements to it, so it's probably going to run the same cycle all the time. However, that is just me speculating, no official confirmation from that one. In the press release, it says this top spin is the highest of its kind, standing at 78 feet. And that is because it's built up on this platform that not only the ride sits on, but you're going to be able to walk under. It's got a tunnel underneath as well, which hopefully will be nicely themed to fit in with all of this here too. But yeah, 78 feet. We knew it was going to be high, didn't we? But you're going to get some really good views as you're spinning round and kind of facing out towards Galactica in one direction and an empty pit where Blade was in the other direction. But yeah, it's going to be weird because obviously before Ripsaw was facing towards Nemesis, whereas now they've kind of spun it round on its side. So yeah, we'll see what the views are going to be like. The platform itself is 16 foot tall, making a total height of 78 feet with the gondola itself when it swings up to the top on the ride. Now, Toxicator will have a capacity of 500 people per hour. That's pretty good for a flat ride. Obviously, the bigger coasters tend to do 1,200, 1,500 an hour, but a flat ride like this, 500 an hour, is good. I hope they can achieve that throughput because that's really good. And let's just go more into the storyline for Toxicator here now as well. It says that you'll be flipped round and held face down above a bubbling pool of highly toxic alien acid. I do like that, and obviously that's how it all fits bits with Forbidden Valley, like the alien acid and the green slime and all that kind of thing. But they have also confirmed there's going to be green lit water fountains on each side of the ride. We did suspect this when we saw like these two like containers, these pools being built above the walkway. But yeah, that does now confirm that there's going to be green lit water fountains. So it doesn't sound like they're going to be dyed green, but they're going to be lit up green. How that's going to work in the daytime, it'll be interesting to see. They're going to have to be quite bright lights to get that effect in the daytime. But I'm sure they've thought about that, and I look forward to seeing it. Talking of that though, it's definitely going to look the part at night, isn't it? With all the green and lighting and everything. I think it'll really look good when it comes to Alton After Dark. And that's the beauty. We'll get to see this ride and experience it on its first day of operation, hopefully, in March. No reason why they shouldn't be opening in March. They've not confirmed that yet, but I really don't see why it wouldn't open for the first weekend of the season. And obviously we've got Alton After Dark then as well, so it means we should get to ride this at night on the first day, which will be fantastic. But yeah, I'm liking the fact we've got these green lit water fountains. In terms of the backstory, it's the latest technology from the Phalanx. This is all the backstory to Nemesis and Forbidden Valley. Obviously it dates back to 1994 with Nemesis, but then in 2012 when Nemesis Subterra opened, we really saw the Phalanx expanded on and the story. And then also a couple of years ago when Nemesis closed by order of the Phalanx, that's when we really started to see even more of the backstory, and they've built on that with Nemesis Reborn last year, and then of course with Toxicator opening this year as well in Forbidden Valley. But yeah, it's the latest technology from the Phalanx and is used by them to extract and separate toxic saliva from the Nemesis creature. So that's how it all fits together, and it applies an intense spinning centrifugal force to the saliva, which turns it into a chemical solution so powerful it will melt anything it touches. There you go, that's the backstory. It doesn't need to be too much for a flat ride, but it fits in. I think for me, the one thing I was unsure on is the colour scheme. I think, yeah, the toxic saliva might have been better like a red or a darker colour instead of the green. I'm still not too sure how the green is going to come together with the black and red of the rest of Forbidden Valley. Forget about Galactica for now. But yeah, like with Nemesis Reborn, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how it all looks together. In terms of the logo and the branding, it all looks good. It looks a bit more X-Sector than it does Forbidden Valley still, in my opinion, especially when you look at like, the little lights on the side. They look like the lights round by Oblivion, don't they? Yeah, it looks like maybe, you know, originally it was planned to go in X-Sector, I'm not too sure. But still, you know, they've tied it into the Forbidden Valley story with the Phalanx, and I'm excited, for me, just to have another permanent flat ride. I am really looking forward to it. Finally, we've been asking for permanent flat rides. They've delivered. We've got this one opening this year. And I do like the name Toxicator. It's quite quick off the tongue, isn't it? Toxicator sounds really good. And I'm excited to ride. But yeah, I'm still just, you know, got a little bit of concerns about the look of it in the area. But overall, I think it's going to be fantastic how the kinetics of the area are going to work, because people who are standing off ride are going to be looking at it, and it's going to be a fantastic spectacle to watch. But then the people on the ride are going to get this thrilling overall ride experience. But yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? Hull face down above a bubbling pool of highly toxic alien acid. Oh, okay, there we go. Can't wait. But let me know your thoughts on Toxicator down below in the video comments. Do you like the name? Would you pick something else? You know, and what are you thinking to the overall look and feel for this? I think we can all agree, though, that seeing another permanent flat ride coming in finally after all this time is a real positive step in the right direction for Alton Towers. We look forward to riding it, and of course, yeah, hopefully we'll be on that in the next few months, which will be really exciting. As always, we'll keep you updated with all the latest theme park and attraction news. We're actually about to head out to Orlando, Florida for our first big trip of 2025. So make sure you come and join us for all the different vlogs and updates, and we look forward to taking you along for the experience. I'm Sean Sandbrook, and that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next video.